Welcome to News of the South. We are fortunate today to be able to speak to Mr. Godfrey Tenesi, the new CEO of Diaspora Insurance. I'd like to start off by congratulating you, Mr. Tenesi.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And how does it feel to be taking this role? You are carrying forward a vision that was started off by Mr. Jeff Madzingo.
It's quite exciting for me. It's not like the first time I've been in such waters. I think if you recall in my keynote address, one of the things that I spoke about in my profile rather is the turnaround strategies that I have employed in various spaces. I've done a successful turnaround in Zambia, done in Zimbabwe, in Nigeria, and just recently in Kenya. What it means is that where you are doing a turnaround, there are quite a number of dynamics that are there that you've got to navigate. So it's, to me, I think these are very much familiar waters, and my focus really is on how then can we grow the business.
Okay, and are you aware of your competitors here in the UK? Who are you competing against?
You see, Diaspora is a global product. Let me say it again. It's a global product. There are those that might appear like they are competitors to us, but I'll explain a bit more on that. On a global level, we actually don't have competitors because Diaspora product is quite unique in its own. No player at the moment has come up with such a product. But however, in terms of when you look at some local products, we've got quite a number of products that are being offered by various countries. Kenya, of course, they've got products that they are putting in the diaspora for Kenyans just to cover insurance, and then you're also looking at companies like Nyaradzo trying to compete. But our most competition doesn't lie in the formal industry. Competition is in the informal, where we are talking about associations, people self-insuring themselves, burial societies, social gatherings. So those are the common competitors that we really focus, because what happens with with these competitors, those type of competitors, is that they provide solutions that people want. So we, as long as we can compete with them, then we can have answers to the humankind problems, especially in the diaspora.
Okay, thank you for that. And what innovation can customers expect under your leadership that they've not yet seen?
A number of innovations that we are working on, and what we are looking at from the product perspective, we have offered quite a very good and competitive product at the moment, but we are now focusing more on the lifetime values of our customers. What exactly are our customers, looking out for? So we are looking at the customer journey. What are the additional values can we give to our customers? Customers in the diaspora, they need to be connected home. Customers in the diaspora, here and there, they need to go back home. Customers in the diaspora, they've got assets that they have here and there. How then can we come up with products either that are bundled, that can service what the customers want, and at the same time we also look at social benefits that we can attach to the products. That's from a product side. So yes, you can have your diaspora last expense or diaspora funeral, whatever you call it, but around that diaspora funeral, we've got other covers that we want to put. Besides death, can we also attach a life cover around that? Can we also input in there a health protection component? Can we also look at the assets? How then can you enjoy other benefits? I'm dreaming one day that you visit any airport either in Rwanda, and you qualify to get into their lounge because you've got a diaspora number. That's my dream.
Okay. There are people who have been insurance, like from Zimbabwe. An example is me. Is there any opportunity for people like me who have experience in insurance to work with Diaspora Insurance?
Very, very, because what already you have, let me talk about two competencies that you carry. which are very, very critical. The first competency that you have is attitude. You know what insurance is all about. You know what goes on when you're presenting, when you're making a sales presentation. You know what a rejection is. You know a rejection can make you go home and sleep. So you've already got the right attitude. Number two, you've got the skills. Already you know how to. You know how to do that. So those are the two key advantages that you have got. The only third thing that we can add as Diaspora Insurance is to expose you to our products and give you support for distribution. So there are opportunities. Whether you want to do an end-to-end sell, whether you just want to limit yourself to lead generation, whether you just want to limit yourself just to presentation, we can talk about it, depending with where you can add value. But there's space for you.
Okay, thank you for that. And now that you are the new CEO of Diaspora Insurance, what guarantee can you give that there will be continuity instead of stagnation?
Absolutely. I'm a growth-oriented person. I think in my keynote I spoke about three things. I spoke about growth, protection, and delivery. And we are on a growth. We're on a positive growth trajectory. No ways about it. If I tell you in terms of penetration, we have not even scratched. We're not yet above 0.5%. When I'm talking about penetration, I'm looking at the insured people as a percentage of the people in the diaspora, and we've been so much. We have, to have an opportunity that there's nobody who has come up with a competing product. So there's space there. So by coming in here is to accelerate that growth, and of course behind that growth there's got to be a capacity built. So I can assure you that the dream is to ensure that we grow the business, we protect it when we come to compliance and other regulations, and then we also deliver what the customers want, paying the right claim at the right person at the right time to the right person. That's our aim. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And can you describe to me the level of competition for this role? Were you headhunted or did you have to apply for this role?
I did apply. Of course, I think the initial, my understanding is that some agencies did call me, and I would like to believe that when agents are calling me, they do their scouting, that kind of thing. So initially, I looked at it, and so I went through that. I went through the whole process, scouted, went through the whole process, went through the psychometrics and all those kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. When we call you in exactly 12 months' time, what should be the headline?
We have raised the bar. The customers should rate us, and I'm looking forward to a positive rating from the customers. Responsiveness, our ability to give the customers the service that they want. So if there is anything that you are going to measure me against in the next 12 months, look at the customer satisfaction and look at the net promoter score. How many people are warming up to the diaspora, because it's all about trust.
Okay. So as the new CEO of Diaspora Insurance, you will be working in the same building with outgoing CEO. How independent do you think you will be from the former CEO? And will you be comfortable to make your own decisions as the new CEO with him around?
I'm very, very much comfortable. I'm coming in as a seasoned leader. And it's not something new. It's not something. I think worldwide there are quite a number of case studies, and we have had good discussions with the diaspora, the diaspora board, and I look forward to that. Cooperation, because being a CEO is that you are able to run the organization and you'll be held accountable. If there is a breach in terms of regulations, when the FCA comes, they look for the CEO.
Okay, in insurance, we have seen a lot of insurance companies live while others die. Where do you place Diaspora Insurance in the next 10 years? Where can we expect you to be?
Diaspora, like I said earlier on, again, I'm referring to my keynote speech. It's supposed to be a global. When we talk about that's why hence you see that global. When you look at the logo, you don't see a small country. I look forward to a day where Diaspora Insurance can be compared to a brand like Coca-Cola. So when you think about Diaspora, people in all the countries should be able to come to us and say, how can we access Diaspora Insurance? So we want to make it a global brand.
Okay. My next question is what is the hardest customer problem Diaspora Insurance is not yet solved? I know earlier on you said that Diaspora Insurance does not have any problems, but they have gaps.
Gaps.
Have they told you that there's a problem besides the gaps? Is
Yeah.
there a problem that needs solving, or there is absolutely nothing?
The approach that I use, which I've recommended even other businesses to use, and which have been used quite effectively, is that whenever you get into a position, whether you're a CEO or you are sweeping the floors or whatever, the first 30 days should be dedicated to what we call an independent gap analysis. Before you get contaminated by the environment, before you get contaminated by somebody who comes and look at you, CEO, how are you? You smile, and the next time you don't know. So that's where I am right now. I'm making a very, very much independent gap analysis for the whole end to end. But I can tell you right now that part of the pains that I've seen so far is the responsiveness to customers. And I, for one, just doing a test run here, I did apply I went online and just testing my contact center. I went online to apply for a policy, was asked to do a quotation and somebody to call me within what? Was it 20, sorry, it wasn't, was it 27 seconds or something like that. But I'll tell you that I was called the following day. So that in itself is a pain, and most of the pains that the customers have been facing right now are to do with capacity. When we pay claims, it's not a transaction, it's a relationship. You are paying claim to a bereaved someone, so you've got to look at the customer 360 degrees. So to me, that has been a gap, because we are paying claims like transactionally. Let me put it that way. So that's another gap that we are looking at. We are also looking at supporting our business development people in terms of giving them resources. Now, being a global brand, we cannot be everywhere. We cannot be in China. We cannot be in India. We cannot be everywhere. How far have we gone with AI? We need to. It's one area that we are going to be tapping into in terms of AI research, relevance, use of AI. The Gen Zs of today, yes, they cannot take insurance. Some of them, they are not taking insurance, but they are very good influencers.
Okay, you come here with 33 years of experience. How do the staff members benefit from the experience that you bring into this company?
I'm very infectious when it comes to training people, not only by word of mouth, but by demonstration, and really being hands-on. So to me, I think that I look forward to the people benefiting more from because my old teacher told me that experience is a total sum of mistakes that you have made and learned from. So there's no point for people to continue making mistakes. Tried and tested ideas I have, and I believe that this is what is going to help the staff in terms of learning.
Okay, thank you. Jeff Madzingo built the foundation of this company. What are you going to build?
I can't. I have to build. When I talk about the vision, I have to build on the same foundation. And what I did understand thoroughly in my coming here was to understand the vision. So I looked at myself and am I aligned to the vision? Is it a vision that I can support? And my answer to that was yes. So yes, he laid the foundation based on the vision, and that vision is still there. And my role is to build up on top of that vision, on top of that foundation.
Okay. For the benefit of those who are going to watch this interview, can you explain to me 5 different things that the clients can put their trust in this transition and rather doubt it?
When we talk about customers, we need to have the right solutions, and we need to start talking to our customers. Not talking to our customers because we want to sell. We need to understand. So there's a lot of research that we'll be undertaking from our contact center. Right now, what we are doing is that we are placing a customer engagement officer and a customer experience audit to test all our processes, to go back to our customers, to test if claims were paid on time, if services was given, quality service was given. So these are the things that we are going to be tackling, especially with our customers. So you find out that customer engagement is going to be enhanced. Products, they could be products might not change, but the way we deliver the products is going to change. When you talk about claims, it doesn't have to be transactional. Again, I emphasize, we are looking at claims together with the claims department and see what other values can we understand, because when you buy insurance, you are buying a claim. So you will see the way that we're going to be doing claims is going to change. So specifically, I think those are the key things that we are going to look at. And for staff, I'm looking forward to the staff getting excited. I'm a believer in people. I listen to what people want. I believe in learning organizations, and I believe in people making mistakes and learning from mistakes, and I believe in empowering people, but it has to be done within regulatory limits.
Okay, I'm sure you know about First Mutual in Zimbabwe. First Mutual sold shares, and Old Mutual also sold shares. Earlier on, someone asked about Diaspora Insurance selling shares. Do you think it will be beneficial for the company to sell shares?
Very much, because that's supposed to be the end game. People are supposed to own the company, because if people do not own the company, they cannot fully participate. I'm sure you can vouch for me that if you own 50% of Diaspora's shares right now, I think every day you'll be parked outside, seeing who's entering and who's coming out and what is happening. So it's important, because shares do empower people. So the maximum height that any organization can go is when it's able to place their business back to the people, and that's what we're aiming to do. So yes, through selling of shares, that should be our ultimate aim.
Okay, so your first day here to meet the press, and at the press conference, were there any questions that you were hoping that the media would not be asking today?
Any questions that I was hoping the media would not ask?
Yes.
All right. I think they were very intelligent questions, and I think it shows the maturity. It shows the maturity of the media. I think in most situations, in politics we call it bootlicking. In corporates, we grease your arms and you sing the tune. But when you start holding the chairman accountable and holding the CEO accountable, then that's proper journalism. Those questions were tough in terms of what exactly, as a chair, what are you going to release? What changes are you bringing in? The issues of independence. I wasn't expecting those questions.
Okay, thank you.
Questions.
Okay, thank you for that. So when you look at yourself and describe yourself, would you describe yourself as a reformer, a caretaker, or an extension of the founder?
I'm trying to see between the three. Naturally, I'm a reformer. That's why I'm so keen on transformation. But remember also that transformation can be radical when things are not working, and transformation can also be incremental. So I'm a reformer in the sense of incremental transformation. How can we do things better? So if I just say I'm a reformer and leave it there, I am a reformer, both in terms of turnaround when I'm looking at suffering, businesses, and also business that I'm doing in terms of incremental transformation. I don't like caretaking. I'm naturally, I'm a very passionate person, I'm an innovator. I'm also an introvert. I quickly, if you put me to run operations and push paper from one place to another, I get bored. I think it's where I come from a sales background. So I'm not really a caretaker. I would rather place myself as a reformer, but on the incremental transformation.
Okay. Are there any specific measurable targets that have been set for you by the board for the first year? And what would happen if you fail to meet these targets?
I believe in performance, in any situation, in any environment, at any level. Performance measurement is key. Every business needs to thrive. Every business needs to grow. In the first 1 year, my task really is to ensure that I build capacity for the business. So that's what I'm currently seized with right now in the gap analysis, what areas we need to. Very soon we should be opening some other contact centers in other countries. That's what I'm trying to do in terms of distribution, ensuring that all corridors are capacitated, to ensure that we've got a very strong digital footprint, to ensure that AI is also thriving. So when you want to come back after 1 year, and I repeat, look at the customer satisfaction index, look at the net promoter score, look at the staff turnover, and then also look at the growth, of course, in terms of numbers, although you will not really touch it within the first year.
And what motivated you to take on this role? Was it the income? Was it the potential to grow, and the opportunity to showcase your skills?
Yeah. So my journey. I've been in sales. I've been in insurance sales. I think I was one of the very few people after the late legend Paul Mukondo, with other set of First Mutual gurus, to qualify for initially the $1 Million Round Table, and then the top. I qualified for the Court of the Table, and then I qualified for the Top of the Table in 2004 in Nashville. You'll agree with me that when it comes to when you're a top insurance performer, nothing beats that. Whilst people are still being motivated by cars, properties, it's a journey that I've walked through. What really motivates me right now is the legacy, and the reason why I came to the Diaspora family is because I wanted to participate in the global space for the purpose of my legacy. So that is what drove me to. Now that I'm focusing on Kenya, where I was, neither am I focusing on the other country, but now there's a global space. So what legacy can I leave behind? So that is what motivated me to be at Diaspora. Nothing to do with, of course, everybody needs money, everybody needs this and that, but I think these are the things that no longer motivate me now.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tenesi, for speaking to us at News of the South. It has been a great pleasure to ask you these questions and to have you give the answers. I'm sure the listeners out there, your customers and future customers we'll be very happy and we'll join Diaspora Insurance. Before you go, would you like to say anything?
Yes, please. Two things are very much evident in life. Either we live too long or we die too soon. Whichever case that happens, it comes with its own problems. Living too long has got its own problems. Problems for the families, problems for yourself, problem for your upkeep. People planning to probably throw you in old age homes. That's all about living, living long. If you die too soon, there are last expenses to be paid. There's a family that needs to be taken care of. The estate needs to be financed. And death, like I said, it can really interrupt all your savings and investment plans. So why wait to have that interruption? Why wait for the family to, Diaspora Insurance can ensure that we avail financial solutions so that in the event of untimely death, wherever you are and wherever you want to be buried, Diaspora Insurance is there. And we also realize that the burden of families is also on your shoulders. So we are not just looking at you, we are also looking at you and behind you in terms of your family, immediate families and so forth. So Diaspora is for you and it's global. It's for the diaspora. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Princess Eugene Majuru here at News of the South, and I've been speaking to Dr. Tenesi, the new CEO at Diaspora Insurance.